I've just been doing a lot of fishing lately. When I came back from Afghanistan, I thought everything was fine and dandy, and then when I got out of the Army, because I got medically discharged for PTSD and depression, I thought, I just kind of was gonna skate on by, not be one of those guys like a statistic. And well, it turns out I ended up being one. I got really angry for a while, especially shortly after I got out. I was yelling so much that I knew it got really bad when when my son was born. Mason, who's my blood, when he was born, there was about a good solid first 6 weeks of his life, he didn't want anything to do with me because I was yelling too much. And I was still going to school, doing my tests, doing all that stuff. But once it got to that level, I couldn't. I realized I had to really get some help. But I did the fishing thing on the side. And so when I started doing more of the fishing thing and starting to do all that, I noticed that it started to really help me out. Like just being out here, it's peaceful. If I could take my phone right now and throw it in the water, I'd throw it in the water. It's peaceful. It's perfect out here. Yes, I'd love my family, but I also don't want to give them the problems that I give them. I know I got some pretty bad issues. When I got in, I did my basic and my AIT, and then I got to my unit and they're like, by the way, we're going to Afghanistan 6 months. I was like, all right, cool. I do my 6 months there. I do my 6 months, go to Afghanistan, do another 6 months there, come back. And I realized that I was fine. Nothing bothered me. I was a happy-go-lucky, bubbly person. And I thought, nah, it's not that bad. But then as the years went on, I started to notice that it's kind of getting to me. And I didn't understand what it was. And so I started talking to somebody, and they're like, you might have PTSD. And I hate the word. I really do. Because everybody thinks you hear that, you're like, oh, you're gonna go postal. No, that's not it. Mine is just, I'm just so angry. I'm on guard. I'm a student at WVU, and the problem that I end up running into is that some of my triggers are at that school. And when I was first here, it wasn't so bad. But walking in the hallways, and sometimes some of the things that give me problems will be there. And when they do, I freeze up. I lock down. There's been times that I have missed classes because I couldn't get around it. Even with accommodations and stuff like that, you still got to go to class. So if it wasn't for the military, I don't think I ever would have got it. I probably would have fell out of college and just had to go back home. I wouldn't know where I'd be, honestly, today.
Morning, y'all. It's another beautiful West Virginia morning.
This is FoReel fishing. After I did all the military stuff and everything, me and my wife, we were looking for something to do when we came here. And my dad had given me my fishing stuff back. And my wife's like, hey, let's go fishing. And it re-sparked something that I completely forgot I had. And it's this love, this passion. It's not knowing what's gonna bite the hook on the other end of the line. It drove this, it put this drive in me. It just started hard, and I was going fishing as much as I could, taking at the time it was just Caden, taking Caden out fishing as much as we could, because I know fishing does help his autism here and there. He's got a lot to work on, but it kept us being outside and doing those kind of things. This is West Virginia. There's not too much to do besides hunting and fishing around here. That's about it. And I can't take an autistic child hunting. That's just not something I can do. So fishing is what it was. And then next thing you know, I start watching videos and stuff on YouTube and stuff like that, trying to get back into it. And it just sparked an idea of, why don't I make a channel? Not saying it's I'm not trying to be I'm gonna be a professional fisherman making my money from YouTube. That's not what I wanted. My first couple videos on my channel, I literally didn't catch anything, but I put them up, and I started it almost as a record to see what I went from and what I am today. I started out barely knowing anything, and now I'm at the point that I can use bait casters, which aren't the most easiest reels to work with. I can do all kinds of stuff, and in that, it kind of like the therapy aspect just started following, because I forgot what it was like to be out in nature. Like, there's a place not too far from here that your vehicle would make it, my vehicle would make it too. And being out there where there is nothing, nobody but the wilderness, is, I would have never went there if it wasn't for me wanting to do these kind of things, wanting to go fishing, and then being out there. It's just like, I could just live in that peacefulness where it's almost like getting away from the rustle and bustle of the city, and it's just nature and peace. Honestly, it's, when it comes to everything, if you think you have a problem or have a problem, just talk to somebody. I can't stress that enough. And if anybody wants to go fishing, they can go fishing with me. I mean, I got the YouTube channel, I have Instagram, people can find me on Facebook. I got all the ones if anybody needs to go. I mean, because I'm willing to go all the time. I've met numerous people that way. I've met other fellow YouTubers. I've met just a couple other veterans here and there just from going fishing.